The fourth season of Invincible has finally started, and it is fire. The first episode begins with Invincible, now almost completely recovered from his fight against the Viltrumite conquest, destroying some enemies in space. Cecil is taking a shower, while several other superheroes, including Oliver, Invincible's brother, are around the world eliminating various threats. Eve, Invincible's girlfriend, also helps in these battles. All of these supervillains are defeated and taken to prison. A gigantic monster appears, but there wasn't even time for the superheroes to attack it, as Invincible appeared and knocked it down with a single blow. As everything is under control, Cecil even stopped to rest. And we see that upon returning home, Mark takes a shower and is still thinking about all the terrible things that happened. He stops to have a snack, but he can't even eat because his cell phone rang more than once. It's another emergency. Before leaving, he tried to convince his brother Oliver to go in his place. However, the young man said that he has already worked all day fighting several criminals and does not want to fight anyone again. Mark insisted, but his brother still didn't want to go. The argument between the two even woke up their mother, who came to see if everything was okay. And since he couldn't convince his brother, Mark decided to leave home to solve the problem. After everything that has happened, he cannot rest. After all, the world needs the Invincible. After a while, Cecil decided to try to convince those superheroes to return to be part of the Guardians of the Globe. He said that from now on everything would be different, they could trust him. And everyone ended up accepting to be part of the group again. However, now the leader of the team will be another superhero, chosen by Cecil himself. Rudy, who now calls himself Rex, wanted to be the leader as he is the smartest of them all. However, Cecil said that now he will have to regain his trust. Meanwhile, Invincible and his girlfriend received a request for help through their company, which offers Invincible services. When he arrived at the place, he saw that people hadn't called anyone. In fact, it was a villain who did this. This is a species of dinosaur that thanks Invincible, because if he hadn't faced so many enemies, people wouldn't have lost their lives, and the planet would still be destroyed by the advance of human beings. This dinosaur wants all humanity to end, so that nature can win, and called Invincible there to fight against him. The dinosaur proves to be extremely powerful, and manages to attack Invincible with extremely strong blows. He even destroyed his metallic bandages, forcing Invincible to remove them once and for all. The fight continues, but as time passes, Invincible remembers that now he can no longer allow powerful threats to continue living, and is determined to eliminate enemies to protect the rest of the world. Because of this, he will destroy this dinosaur. But after taking the last hit and getting closer, the dinosaur simply turned back into a human. This person then explained to Invincible that he turns into this dinosaur at night and cannot control himself. In other words, he is innocent, but even so, Invincible wanted to destroy him. However, the Guardians of the Globe arrived at that moment and managed to convince him. Leaving there, Invincible went straight to Eve's house to have dinner with her and her parents. Her mother really likes Mark, but her father doesn't seem to like him very much. After all, in Chicago, when everything was destroyed thanks to Invincible's fight, he lost his job. After saying terrible things to Mark, he asked him to smoke a cigar and talk to him. The man then explained that Invincible put his daughter's life at risk several times, and because of him she almost lost her life. However, he wants Mark to promise that this won't happen again, and he will protect her from now on. The day was very bad for Invincible, and when he came back to talk to Eve, she tried to make him a cup of coffee. But the coffee tasted really bad, and she doesn't understand why her coffees are turning out in such a bad way. She didn't even notice that after putting it in the sink, the mug she just built with the coffee deconstructed. Meanwhile, two men went to the sewer to investigate some pipes that were clogged and found something terrible. The Sequids, those aliens that came from Mars, were down there in the sewer and had already taken control of several human bodies. Finally, it was time to attack. After that, a species of alien arrived on planet Earth. He has a staff capable of sucking electrical energy and heads towards the source of all the city's energy. The next morning we see that Invincible's mother's boyfriend now always sleeps at their house, but is embarrassed to leave while her children are still awake. The woman says he doesn't need to be afraid of anything. And as he was leaving, Mark and Oliver saw that he was still inside and called him to have breakfast. They already know everything the man does to their mother, and they do not care about it. Oliver says he always listens when they are together, the same way he listens when Mark is with Eve. The man felt relieved to realize that they do not care. After that, the aliens began to invade the city and took control of everyone nearby. That alien woman was at the power generation plant, which is the largest in the United States, and started sucking up all the power. Oliver, Invincible's brother, was at that moment receiving his new uniform. Invincible and his girlfriend went to that electricity generation plant to face that alien woman. Cecil and his group monitored everything, but when they saw the alien invasion in the city center, they decided to send the Guardians of the Globe there, as this is their priority. We see that Invincible attacked that woman, and after falling, she stood up with her staff once again, and said that she was there because her people are about to be destroyed without energy, and she needs to take the energy from here to her planet. Mark says there's no point in her trying to save her own people if she's going to eliminate people from this planet, and as he didn't want to listen, the woman started attacking. Invincible's girlfriend tried to help him, but her powers are fading, and she can't fight. Meanwhile, the other aliens are controlling the bodies of more and more humans. And the Guardians of the Globe arrived, prepared to stop them. They have set up an energy dome around the city center to prevent the aliens from escaping. They also have devices to remove them from the bodies of humans and other devices to teleport save humans straight to a safe place. Back at the power plant, Mark managed to remove the staff from the aliens' hands, but ended up being knocked down by the staff itself, which did not choose him to be its bearer. But luckily, his girlfriend managed to take that woman down. The Guardians of the Globe were rescuing the humans, but they will need help to defeat the aliens. When Invincible woke up, he asked how his girlfriend defeated that woman, and she said she doesn't know. It seems that the woman's powers came from her staff. Afterwards, Eve explained that her powers are failing, and she doesn't know why. Right then, Cecil appeared asking for Mark's help. The aliens that were on Mars are now in the center of the city and will take over the entire planet if they cannot contain them. Mark will have to trust Cecil, and took the communicator to be teleported there. Meanwhile, Invincible's mother and her boyfriend were talking about starting to live together. After that, Invincible finally reached the battlefield. Robot decided to deny the orders of the new group leader and went to the sewer as it found signs of life down there. On the surface, the energy shield only had 8% energy left. They have to save all the humans before the shield is destroyed. Downstairs, Rudy or Rex, but he was knocked down by a blow from behind. When he woke up, aliens tried to take over his body, but he dodged it. Afterwards, he managed to save 2 more people and teleported out of there. On the surface, only the leader of the aliens was still alive and controlling an astronaut, but Mark couldn't take him down, as he was without the device that frees people from the aliens' control. One of the superheroes grabbed the last remaining device and hurried to give it to Mark. However, the energy field was breaking apart. He wouldn't have time to reach Invincible. And because of that, Mark destroyed that astronaut. This was the first innocent person that Mark eliminated knowing what he was doing. After that, Conquest woke up where he was trapped under millions of tons of concrete. He said that Invincible was stupid to leave him alive and he easily escaped from his prison and left planet Earth. Cecil was desperate. Now the second episode begins. We see a meteor arriving at a certain planet and passing through several spaceships. When it entered the planet's atmosphere, this meteor revealed that it was, in fact, a device that split into several parts and spread a type of gas on the surface of this planet, which happened to be the planet of the Viltrumites. We then know the story of one of them. This Viltrumite was telling some Viltrumite children the story of Emperor Argyle. He is the only Viltrumite who has a statue, as he taught them what true power is. But one day, he was eliminated by the betrayer. The Emperor's heirs lost their lives, and then millions of Viltrumites were also destroyed in the Great Purge. However, this purge was a blessing after all. Only the most powerful Viltrumite survived. After finishing this class with the children, that man told them to leave, because the next day they would have to fight each other to see who is worthy of continuing to live. Right then, a man and a woman appeared and started attacking that Viltrumite. It was an impressive fight. And right then we discovered that today was the day that boy had to prove that he was an adult. Because of this, his own parents appeared to fight him. This is a cruel but impressive battle. Clearly, young Viltrumite has no chance of winning. However, before his mother could destroy him, his father stopped her. The woman got angry, said they were both pathetic, and she never wanted to see them again. The son thanked his father, who said that he now has to prepare to do everything for the empire. And this young Viltrumite's name is Nolan. He then began his journey as a soldier of the empire. But on the day of his first mission, other Viltrumites began to feel ill and fall lifeless to the ground. This is happening to many around the entire planet. One of the generals managed to discover that someone managed to send a biological weapon disguised as a meteor to the planet. And this bioweapon is spreading an extremely potent virus that was designed to eliminate Viltrumite. The general then asked the planet's regent what to do. And he just ordered everyone to be quarantined and also to eliminate all non-Viltrumites who knew about the virus. They cannot demonstrate their weakness to other species. The virus continued to eliminate many Viltrumites, and they did everything they could to eliminate the other aliens who worked on the planet and knew about the virus. More and more Viltrumites were being destroyed by this virus, and scientists were unable to formulate a cure. Nolan himself was infected and taken to a quarantine center. The mountains of bodies were growing more and more, and we see that Nolan managed to cure himself of this virus. Finally, after a long time, the virus has slowed down, and the Viltrumites do not know who created it. Now, there are few Viltrumites left alive, and these survivors have suffered a period where their strength and regeneration have been greatly affected. It was at this moment that Conquest lost his arm. The general told the regent that billions of Viltrumites were destroyed by the virus. And the worst news is that with few Viltrumites alive, their heirs will be flawed and inefficient. This will be the end of their race. This whole story was being told by Nolan himself. And we see that the other alien, Alan, was impressed. Nolan then explained that he only went to planet Earth, as he was looking for species that would be capable of having heirs with the Viltrumites. That was his mission, to go out into the universe trying to create heirs with as many species as possible. And he was successful in his mission, as he had a son, Mark, who has the same powers as him. Finally, the two arrived at Alan's house, where his girlfriend was waiting for him. Now, the three are going to have a meeting with the leader of the resistance. The man was impressed with everything that happened and grateful, as Nolan brought several information about weapons and species of aliens capable of defeating Viltrumites. Unfortunately, Nolan doesn't want to join this war, no matter what Alan tells him. However, even so, he will help the resistance find these weapons to destroy Viltrumites. Together, the three go to a ship to look for a weapon capable of eliminating any living being in the universe. Nolan knows where she's hiding, as the one who left her there. However, he left this weapon with its owner, as he thought it would only work in his hands. Because of this alien owner of this weapon was buried under tons of rocks for 100 years. But when they arrived at these rocks, the alien was still alive. He managed to retrieve his gun and attacked Nolan and Alan. They dodged these attacks and tried to convince the alien to listen to them. This didn't work until at one point, when he was about to flee, the alien would destroy Nolan. However, Alan intervened and told him that they are there because of his weapon, but also because of him, as he can help in the battle against the Viltrumites. And Nolan apologized for leaving this alien trapped there for 100 years. We see that the alien is very angry. He now hates the Viltrumites because of Nolan. But this is what made him wonder if he will help in this fight. After that, Nolan and Alan went to a planet where there are insects that produce a substance in their bodies capable of destroying Viltrumites. Afterwards, they went to another planet with an alien species strong enough to eliminate Viltrumites. However, there were none of that species left, as Nolan in the past pushed their planet close to the sun and all the water in the place evaporated. The creatures did not survive. After that, they went to another planet where Nolan had already arrived and hired another species of alien to eliminate people. However, these aliens managed to fight and survive, but today they hate the Viltrumites, and because of this, they accepted to participate in this war against them. And they sent Nolan and Alan to talk to their leader, who is a superhero on planet Earth. Then they went to the Battle Beast planet to call it into battle. However, the inhabitants of the place said that the most powerful warrior has not appeared on this planet for many years, and they do not know where he is. After that, they went to a planet with another species of aliens capable of destroying Viltrumites. These aliens are cold-blooded, and to defeat them, Nolan had scientists build a device that covered the sun. Because of this, the aliens froze. Together with Alan, they descended to the surface of the planet, which has an extremely powerful gravity force. It was because of it that these aliens became so powerful. In order to take one of these aliens, Nolan asked the spaceship commander to push the device that covers the sun a little. However, the commander decided to destroy that entire device. And this will make all the aliens unfreeze. Nolan tried to rush to remove one of these aliens while it was still frozen, but there was no time. The creature broke free and attacked him. Then, several others began to thaw as well. Nolan and Alan cannot beat these aliens because of the planet's extreme gravity. They can't even escape because there are so many aliens. In order to save them, Alan's girlfriend covered the sun with the spaceship. This caused the aliens to be frozen, and Nolan managed to fly away with Alan. Because of his stupidity, the spaceship commander will no longer command, and Alan's girlfriend will be the new commander. They then returned to the Resistance leader's planet to deliver everything they could. The Resistance leader then called Nolan to talk. He says he needs both his help and the help of his son, but Nolan says he can't return to planet Earth. And the Resistance leader called him to see something. He took him to the laboratory and showed him something terrible. The virus that destroyed billions of Viltrumites was created by him, and the leader of the Resistance has already created an even more powerful virus. This time no Viltrumite will survive. It turns out that the leader of the Resistance is the betrayer who destroyed the Viltrumite Emperor many years ago. He was tired of so much cruelty, that's why he created the virus. Nolan almost destroyed the Resistance leader and made him promise that this virus will only be used as a last option. As he has no other choice, Nolan will have to go to planet Earth to get his son. Otherwise, the Resistance leader will have to use the virus. Meanwhile, Conquest returned to the Viltrumite's planet and handed himself over to the Regent, as he wants to be destroyed to set an example for other Viltrumites. However, the Regent will not do that. In fact, it will make you work even harder. We then discover that this Regent is the most powerful of all the Viltrumites and is called Thrag. Now begins the third episode of the fourth season of Invincible. The episode begins with Titan going to talk to Machine Head. The villain invited him there because that man who can transform into a dragon is still alive and came back wanting to take revenge on the Titan and recover his territory. Machine Head wants Titan to rejoin the crime organization so they can defend his territory. But Titan does not accept this proposal.
I'll take my chances.
After that, we see that the Guardians of the Globe return to their secret base. And when Rudy, or Rex, went to take a shower, one of the aliens came out of his body. He was about to be overpowered, but Monster Girl appeared at the last moment and managed to save him. They got really lucky and Rudy started saying that maybe Invincible is right. It is better to destroy the threats before the threats destroy everyone. After that, we see that Adam Eve was testing her powers but realized that nothing worked. Everything she created ended up falling apart. She is desperate. After that, Titan went for a walk with his wife and daughter in the park. But his security guard started to be destroyed by someone. The man realized this and used his powers to defend his family, and right then, a man appeared. He was hired by Liu, that criminal who can transform into a dragon to destroy Titan and his family. The man did everything to protect his wife and daughter and managed to get close to this criminal. But while hitting him with several blows, the criminal managed to carry out one last attack against his family. They would be eliminated. However, another criminal who is part of Titan's group managed to appear and save the two of them. Thanks to that, Titan was able to destroy the man hired to destroy his family. Meanwhile, Invincible was at the Pentagon talking to Cecil. The man wanted to convince him to let the government make the decisions to eliminate people so that Invincible himself would not be affected by it. However, the superhero will no longer accept orders from him. When he returned home, Mark found his girlfriend. She was desperate. Her powers got even worse. Now, she can no longer control them. She's afraid of trying to fly and ending up falling. Right then, they received a call. Their company has a call for help. But Invincible doesn't want to go there, as he needs to help his own girlfriend. Because of this, Oliver goes in his place. The one who asked for help was Titan, but when Oliver got there, he said he needs Invincible and told Oliver to leave. However, Invincible's brother proved that he is also strong and Titan agreed to receive his help. We see that Mark took Adam Eve to the Guardians of the Globe hideout so Rex could help her. Right then, they received an alert. Those aliens who invaded planet Earth a long time ago and were exterminated by Omni-Man have returned and are now ready to conquer the world. The Guardians of the Globe go there to stop them and Invincible will help. The fight starts quickly. These aliens are taking people to another dimension. And they even have robots capable of fighting Viltrumites. To defeat them, they need to find the antenna that is transmitting the signal that prevents them from aging on planet Earth. However, the superheroes are never able to find her, and meanwhile, Titan and Oliver have reached the hiding place of the man who can transform into a dragon. Immediately, he began the attack. While Oliver fought the dragon, Titan fought that man's employee. Unfortunately, Oliver realizes he can't beat the dragon and calls Adam Eve for his brother's help. However, Invincible cannot help him now. After all, he is fighting the aliens. When they couldn't find the antenna, Rex had a desperate idea. Together with Monster Girl, they invaded the other dimension where the aliens come from. In this other dimension, they managed to find the antenna and Rex managed to destroy it. The aliens that were on planet Earth immediately began to age and had their lives destroyed. Rex wants to stay in that dimension to destroy these aliens once and for all so they do not return to planet Earth. The Guardians of the Globe liked this idea and were going to invade this other dimension. However, one of the aliens managed to pass through the portal and destroyed the device that kept the portal open. Now the heroes won't be able to go there and Rex is stuck there with Monster Girl. At that moment, Invincible received a call from Eve telling him what happened to Oliver, and he went there to save his brother. The dragon realized that he had no chance of defeating the two brothers together, and asked his employee to take his body away. The man then caught him, and the dragon took them both away from that place. When he saw that it was the Titan who hired his younger brother to help, Invincible attacked him with many blows. He told the Titan to never put his family at risk again. After that, Invincible and his brother left. As he had no other choice, Titan had to join the group of criminals to have his territory defended. And unfortunately Liu, the man who turns into a dragon, also joined this group. This was all Machine Head's plan. They were deceived. Afterwards, Mark woke up during the night and found his girlfriend locked in the bathroom. It turns out that she took a test and discovered that she is pregnant. Do not forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching.